Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about building a data visualization color palette for your design system. I'm Simone, I'm a product designer in data visualization. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the handles below. Okay, so back to our topic. Before building a new data visualization color palette that integrates with your current UI UX design system requires various considerations. Here's what you need to know before you begin building your palette. So there are branding considerations. Do you need to incorporate any specific brand colors into your palette? Can you get away with incorporating your brand or company's logo in a dashboard of visualization without actually needing to use the specific brand colors? Stakeholders. Who will be affected by your design decisions? Is your design team already using specific colors for charts? What are your customers used to saying? Does upper management have a particular design vision? Current stack, where does your existing design system live? Would it be simpler to use Figma, Confluence? Where will your end product live? And then there are accessibility considerations. Your current design team may have specific accessibility criteria in place, for example, avoiding certain saturated shades. So it may be a good idea to look into that before building. If not, a good tip is to avoid highly saturated red greens. So now that we have our initial considerations and requirements in place, let's start building the palette for our design system. When you build your palette, you want to think about your chart elements, not only the colors on your visualization. If you already have a design system, can you reuse border colors or other secondary background colors for things like your access or label colors? You also want to plan for null data. How will incomplete data be colored or visualized? Will it be neutral or a specific category or a specific opacity, excuse me? Pre-built tools help. I like VisPalette, Chroma.js, and ColorBro to help you get started. Once you've built a palette, you want to get feedback. Maybe there's a dedicated design system team that you can speak to before broadening your audience. If you work with many people who don't have expertise in data visualization, you may want to train your team using the new palette and best practices to help guide them in the adoption. You also want to plan on how to integrate the new color palette into your design system. Will it be with a specific release? So I recently went through this process myself and wanted to show you what helped me. So I anchored myself in one primary color, this blue here, and then built a categorical palette for non-related data, and then also a sequential palette and a divergent palette. The sequential uses that blue, while the divergent uses that blue and this yellow-orange here in the categorical palette found above. So yeah, I hope this was useful. I'd love to get your feedback and thanks so much for listening.